So by now, you've probably seen a lot of videos about people who follow those NPC drivers in Mario Kart World just to see where they're even going, and they're actually really well programmed. Tour buses will stop and pick up passengers, Toads will sometimes park and get out of their cars, and even drive off-road for some reason. But I had a different idea. You see, in old Mario Kart tracks like Toad's Turnpike or Mushroom Bridge, cars would just keep driving forward no matter what. But cars in Mario Kart World will actually stop if they see you blocking the way. Very polite. And if one car stops, any other cars that show up behind it will also stop. So I wanted to see what would happen if I caused a traffic jam. Specifically the biggest traffic jam Crown City has ever seen. Crown City is the track with the most cars, being the fact that it's a city, so I figured this would be the perfect place. I decided to start by parking Hammer Bro in this busy three-way intersection. And it worked. Traffic wasn't moving, but I quickly noticed a problem. How am I supposed to see how bad the traffic gets if I'm the one blocking it? But I had a solution. Free roam doesn't have a two-player mode, but if you select online with 2 players, you can explore the open world with 2 players. So I had player 1 block traffic, and player 2 was my cameraman. And it was working. The traffic was getting blocked in all 3 directions, going all the way down to under this bridge for the main road, and down here for the side street, but the road leading to DK Spaceport wasn't too bad. Also, for some reason, the shy guy that I was blocking randomly decided he was sick of waiting for me and just drove into me. No idea why, it caught me by surprise. So I decided at this point to just leave the game idle for a while and see what would happen, only occasionally pressing some buttons to keep the game running. After a while, I went to see what changed and realized that something was wrong. There was actually less traffic on the main street than before. Now, I'm sure an in-universe reason is these drivers got sick of waiting and just turned around. But I think the actual reason is just, I need to be near these cars for the game to load them in. If I'm too far away, the game's not gonna bother adding more cars. Also, for some reason, more cars got sick of waiting for me and just started driving. This wasn't on a pattern, like they're not programmed to ignore you after waiting for 5 minutes or something. They'll just sometimes ignore you. Like look at this guy, he just kept inching forward like I was a goose blocking the road. I did notice one thing that was odd though. This Rosalina tour bus. For some reason it was just not moving. I didn't see anything blocking it, it just stopped in place. And it was right before what I think is one of its stops. I'm pretty sure these NPCs were waiting for this tour bus. It's almost there, you guys. Just keep waiting. It'll be there any second. However, once I drove in the opposite direction, I very quickly noticed the damage that I had been causing. It was a 44-car long traffic jam, and past this intersection was 10 more vehicles, most of them large ones like trucks or tour buses. I also noticed this glitch where this spike was throwing spike balls that were going through the cars that were behind it. But I thought we could still make things worse, so I decided to get some friends and see if they can wait around Crown City. I was hoping that if there were more players together, that would keep more of the cars loaded in. So I waited for some of my friends, and once they joined in, I drove around some more to see how things got worse. This side road here had traffic that went almost to the main road by the ocean. It got to the point where people couldn't even get out of this parking garage, and there were so many cars stuck in traffic that the other roads were almost empty. But unfortunately, this plan didn't work for too long. After a while, the cars started despawning. They must be client-side, because according to my friend, cars were still showing up for him, but for me they were disappearing. There was, however, one more road I didn't notice. If you turn up here, you can actually get onto this bridge that goes over the main street, and then turns and goes under this building. This side road was also completely blocked with cars. Roughly 70 cars were in traffic. But at this point, since I couldn't make things any worse, I decided that my reign of terror was over. It was time for me to move out of the road and let these people get to work. Although I've been blocking the road for so long, it's probably time for them to head home by now. But that's when I noticed something odd. This lane right here was moving, but the other lanes weren't. That tour bus I mentioned earlier, it still wasn't moving. And at one point when all these cars in this lane were gone, one more showed up and then just stayed there. Also, this car that was near the tour bus wasn't moving forward or turning left, despite the fact that he had the ability and room to do both. So in my quest to cause the ultimate traffic jam, I ended up causing so much traffic that I made the game glitch, so the cars did not know what to do. They were just stuck in place forever. At least until I drove too far away and reset the map. So by my count, 70 cars was the longest traffic jam I could cause. But if you know any other places that could cause an even bigger traffic jam, let me know. I'm thinking with enough people and planning, maybe we can cause a really long traffic jam on the big bridge that's near Crown City. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like, or leaving a comment if you have any other ideas for more chaos we can cause with traffic in this game.